Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Sam. I'm a senior in the Columbian College, and I'm a poli-sci major. I took this course because it honestly just seemed pretty cool. Anthro was never really on my radar until I took sociocultural anthro, and it turned out to be one of my favorite courses at GW. I've never traveled to Southeast Asia. I've always wanted to, but learning about different cultures is always interesting. So I figured that this course would be um, pretty interesting, so I'm excited for it to happen. For this first presentation, I decided to focus on mangoes. No other reason, actually, other than I like mangoes, and uh, one of the other students chose coffee, which um, I might have chosen myself, but you beat me to that. So, mangoes originated in Southeast Asia and India. The greatest population of mangoes are going to be found in the Malay Peninsula, the Indonesian archipelago, Thailand, Indochina, and the Philippines. There are actually Hindi writings that date mangoes all the way back to 4000 BC. Mangoes were considered a sacred fruit in the region because it is said that Buddha himself actually meditated under a mango tree. In Southeast Asia, there are dozens of varieties of mango. Each country has its own hybrid. In the Philippines, for example, mangoes have a pretty bright yellowish skin and an orange flesh. In Bali, Indonesia, you can find white mangoes, which have a white flesh and a very dark green skin. So mangoes might be the most common in Southeast Asia, but their domestication is largely due to Hindu colonization. That's what really made the mango so common in the markets. Around 400 AD, mango seeds were carried by human travelers from their origins in Southeast Asia and India to the Middle East, East Africa, and South America. So the mangoes that you buy in the United States, they don't come from Southeast Asia. They typically come from Central America and South America. Mangoes require a tropical environment to grow, which makes the rainforests of Southeast Asia a prime location. The rural villages, in the rural villages, mangoes are considered a snack. So it's just another fruit. They're usually eaten by little kids who can pick them off the trees. But in urban areas, mangoes have contributed to a pretty robust fruit vending market, which in Southeast Asia and some of these local economies um, is pretty important. So thinking about how something as simple as the mango fits into the bigger picture, I'm reminded of the Osborne article that we were assigned this past week, which talks about, in general terms, why we should study Southeast Asia. And one of the points that Osborne made was about how we associate importance to what we're familiar with. For example, we tend to think of European countries as the most powerful, yet there are so many Southeast Asian countries that have populations of over 30 million. I think Indonesia, for example, is the fourth most populous country in the world. So, slightly diverging from the theme of attributing importance, I think the story of the mango is an example of a product that is certainly ubiquitous in this country and it's widely enjoyed, but we seldom consider its origins. I certainly wasn't aware, for example, of the mango's prominence in Buddhist culture. I didn't know that Hindu colonization was responsible for its spread throughout the region. So some of those things are important to consider. So it really just goes to show that many of the material items that we have here, whether they be, a mango, similar type of fruit, or other goods, have their own story that can be worth considering. Bye, guys.